125s, and keen just to look out for the class here. Blaze Heaven crashed big time in the practice, but he came out for the qualifier with a bike that was repaired again and ready to go on the racetrack, and he qualified a truly 1.3 seconds clear. He was only third in practice at the time he crashed. But then Regan Phipps is going to start for Regan as he gets the IMD 250 going there. So good start as he breaks clear of the line. So good work from the 83 numbered bike. The young man Regan Phipps from Tauranga on the IMD 250, courtesy of Red Baron, Auckland Biggles race team, R&R Power Sports, Hamilton Motorcycle Club, Bears, along with the Moto Academy, New Zealand Bridgestone and the Inter-Islander. Proud to be supporting Regan Phipps. But already we can see that the Moto 3 team BSP Honda has rocketed to the front there and head into the John Jones corner and take the advantage early on at this stage. Just talking before with Grant Ramage, and Grant saying that it's the best time he's ever done on a small bike here at levels today, and he said these conditions are absolutely close to perfect. Just the right track temperature, not too hot that the track is going off, and certainly all from that point of view, 0 wind, so a small bike not in any way deterred by any winds, whether it be from the side or a headwind. Nothing worse on a little bike, a super bike. Of course, you can crash your way through lighter windy conditions, but when you throw away the wind, because it is absolutely dead calm here, you wouldn't even get a sailing boot in a sailing boat to sail in a local swimming pool. So here we go, 125 GP in the Mr. Boats action. Regan Phipps has got himself back with his nose, but here we go. Now look for Team BSP trying to get up on the inside. Should have got the advantage, but along the Timaru Metal Recycler straight, and he has got the advantage, so great to see through there. So it is Blaze Heaven, Regan Phipps and Zana Gate. So there's the two 250s and the little 125 from the local contractor. Yes indeed, Zana Gate. Zane works here for the contracting team in town, the former man from North Otago, just an hour or so down the road, is squarely now made Timaru his home. So this is his local track, and the contractor into flying good form. I have an interest in the construction industry as well, and this man's a quality digger operator working on a massive irrigation scheme here at the moment. So his passion for machinery, operating a 20-tonne and an 8-tonne excavator here in South Canterbury, working about a 15-hour day at the moment, but as he says, make hay while the sun shines, and that's why he can afford to go racing. So neat to see the young man, and a special high out there to Zane and his supporters. What a great team he's got him behind him. So well done, Zane Gate, fighting it out there. So there you go with our trio of riders, and looking back to it at the moment, I think that might be Zane that's got himself up into second place. Look out for Zane. He's putting the pressure on at this stage. That's Regan. He's dropped back into third. Look at that from the Team BSP, but here comes the little 125. Look at that from Zane, hanging right in there on that little 125. So great to see. So check it out with Zane Gate. He's just got the fastest time through there as well. So that'll be the update for those results. So Blaze, Zane from Regan. So when they went past last time, it was right at that point where we had actually Regan was in front. Now he's gone back to third place. So there they are, to and fro. But just as you see that, look at that from the Moto 3 bike Spider along this Alpine Energy straight. You see a massive advantage to a bike like that. But you watch what Zane Gate is able to do through that tighter part of the field. He's got an advantage on that little 125.
Well, you were talking about him operating earth moving machine. I'd swear that some of the batteries on those earth movers would be heavier than his bike out there. But we were looking at a two-stroke versus four-stroke battle. We call this a 125 GP class. Mate, at the world level, this disappeared some years ago, and they call it Moto 3 now because they brought in the four strokes. And I've asked the GP riders, the 125 GP riders, to come up with a nice catchy name that actually recognises and envelopes these 250 four strokes as well. But we're looking at the 125 versus four-stroke battle. Look at that four-way battle coming out of the hairpin. I can see Chris Kane on the bright red bike, number 6 there amongst that. I think you'll find Daniel Jenkins here, and Jason Hearn and Campbell Grayling are amongst it, Neil Ritchie.
Yeah, there they go. In fact, nice to see CTS Live taking the update through there at the moment. So the little bike battle will go through. So it's not just our 1, 2, 3, but Campbell Grayling, Chris Kane, along with Daniel Jenkins and Jason Hearn are the ones to find it out. Campbell Grayling deservedly awarded the Warren Guy Memorial Trophy last weekend, Spider. There's always an interest to know about the Warren Guy. Warren was a gentleman who was still racing at over 50 years of age. He put so much in, but he always just loved his 125. He was only a pint-sized jockey at the best of times anyway, so he's well suited to that. He was a guy that put a lot back into the sport. Of course, his wife at the time was a leading member of Motorcycling Canterbury, so did a lot for the club. And to have him recognised through that trophy is fantastic. And for Campbell, of course, taking the Team Aspire ride in the little 125, moving off the 250, but says he just loves that little 125. And coming to grips with it and leading that foursome that are fighting it out there in that battle back to from fourth place, so fourth through to seventh at the moment. But it is the trio that we're watching here at this stage, and Regan just dropping off the tail. But here's where Zana Gate gets so close. Look at this through here, through the right, then the left, back to the right. They run down the straight. The margin between them will be 0.133, so there you go, less than a fifth of 1 second, so nothing in that. And now we see Zane, look at that, he's ready to go up on the inside as they come around out of Castro. Spectacular to see, you'll see them in the foreground as they go past, and there's literally just 2 bike lengths in it. But here's where the Moto 3 bike, the 254 straight, look already, that's gone to 10, 12, maybe 15 bike lengths. So from being 1 bike length in the tight spider, the 250 advantage, it must be frustrating for Zane.
Oh yeah, but he's a fighter, mate. He's been out in the ZXR 400 and he won the Superlight, the Formula 3 Superlight, we call it, championship some years ago. So I'm outstandingly amazed with how he's come back after several years off and got right out into the front. That just shows you a true champion. Campbell Grayling there on the Team Aspire bike. Great to see him down here. Nigel Lambourne and Aaron Lambourne, the team owner and team owner's son, and another rider unable to come down here. It's good to see them supporting Campbell Grayling, last year's 250 production, and outstanding to see him step up to a class that's quicker lap times and that. Those 4 bikes into the hairpin. I think that's Daniel Jenkins on number 16. Had a crash last weekend, but he's recovered from that all right, and he's leading that pack of 4 bikes in second. In behind them, it will be Daniel Jenkins. Has been a change of position, so I think that's Campbell Grayling in behind it. Indeed it is Campbell Grayling. We've got one of the big...
Wow, how are you going to do that? He looks back behind him and comes back. Oh, what a wicked save. You've got that on CTAS Live for you people out there with the video replay. Sorry, Spider, never wanted to cut in on you. But, oh, that was wicked. And you were just talking about those guys because it was the number 16 of Daniel Jenkins. He might have got past Campbell. Have a look at the replay here as you will see them come around the corner. We've got the ambulance there in the foreground, back behind the safety barrier.
Look at that, over on the cash. I've interrupted you. There's a guy who's broken down. He's carrying his bike off to the side of the track. I've never seen that at the New Zealand Superbike Champions. Sorry, Neil, but that was excellent footage from Sita. Here it is again.
Oh, it is indeed, and he clips the curb on the inside. He literally clips the curb, and it shoots him off the track. He goes down the grass, and I'll tell you what, with the rain here of the last 3 days, that will be very slick. We were talking about being on a slick tyre as well. Give that man a save. If it had been in the dry, you would say, well, it's dirt. There'll be a bit of traction. It would be hard. But we had 3 days of rain here, breaking the drought for the first time. It's the most serious rain in over 3 months. So, we'll look forward to rain, but I'll tell you what, that was an almost. So check it out. 16 Christchurch's Daniel Jenkins on the Manscaped Steve Ward Racing Dunlop Tyres Honda RS125, and that will go down as what we used to call a White Knuckles award for the day. That was sensational, and what a save.
13 thousandths of a second separating Blaze Heaven and Zany Gate, their fastest lap, a 1:10.301, a 1:10.314. So that's about 1/100th of a second separating those two in first and second. Reagan Phibbs is running around there in third place on a bit of a lonely ride. He's dropped into the 11s, still bringing home valuable points as we see number 1 one of the BSP bikes coming through, Scott Topping from Perth in Australia. I see Sally Stedman floating around the pits. I said, what are you up to? She lives in Perth. She said she's picked up Scott Topping, wants to come to New Zealand and coming over here, and she's mentoring him. So that's outstanding to see Sally back here. Of course, Perth suffering now in Australia where their main racetrack, Barbagallo, has been closed down, too dangerous for motorcycles. So that's the entire Western Australia with no road racing to be able to do. Second place goes, it is second place, Zany Gate. And where's Blaze Heaven? Where's Blaze Heaven? He's not in. There it is. Come back here. 59. Blaze Heaven, mate. Something's going on. He's run off the track somewhere. Let's have a look at the CTAS Live just in case they picked it up. And no slow motion there. Can't get everything. But all of a sudden now Zany Gate is in the lead by 5 seconds ahead of Reagan Phibbs, and Blaze Heaven there back in third place. So Blaze Heaven leads the championship. But now, of course, what have we got? 25 points, 22 and 20 points there, but 25, 20?
25, 20, 16.
Yep, that's why I said, what have we got? Sorry, yep. Good on you, Neil.
Yeah, no worries to pick it up. Here we go. This is Mr. Boat sponsored 125 GP, and what an awesome race. We've seen 3 talented riders that have all thrown their handlebars in front of this race at some stage. First of all, it was Regan Phibbs, then we saw Blaze, then we see Zane, then back to Regan as well. Oh, white flag to go. White flag. Thank you, Spider, in the update. So here we are, GP125 racing. And look at that from Zane again. No, we've not got on a replay, so we presume it has happened out of sight for us here. That whatever happened to Blaze Hemmon, not there. Look at that from Zane. Look at that. Yes, fist in the air. Excitement. Look at that. Knocking his head back and forwards. That is good. Regan Fitz for the second place. Zane Agate. Well done. This man now calling South Canterbury home, so he's a local. He only lives an hour down the road anyway, but hey, he lives now right here in Timaru, so well done for that performance. That is just fantastic. So pleased to see that. So there's another big time winner for us, Spider, as you picked up. He used to be on the Colin Klein motorcycles, Kawasaki ZXR 400, which is a very good little four-cylinder inline four-stroke Kawasaki, suitable for our super lights class, and he went on